Greetings. This is Black Light. Now we are taking you through the project of how to control minds. This here is a shot from the 1967 so-called riots in Detroit, Michigan. I was a young cat, but I'm gonna take you a little bit further in my neighborhood. I grew up from the age 10 on, 1957, on the west side of Detroit, Finkel, Linwood, between Finkel, Linwood, and Dexter. This was when I first moved over on a street called Wildermere, which was in 56. I was 10. It was mostly Caucasians running the hood. And what we had was a predominantly Jews and Catholics. So we're talking about the Jews and the Italians running the hoods. And this is where I encountered white supremacy. But these white boys was dealing with a different kind of breed of blacks in Detroit. Fearless brothers who didn't fear anything. Matter of fact, we was mad on how they did our fathers. You know, when no one scared of Whitey. It might have been one, but for the majority, we weren't scared of Whitey. Sorry, you know, I don't mean to improperly call you Whitey, but we gonna say the Caucasians, when no one scared. Now, see, on the east side, the hillbillies was over there, and the hillbillies and the Polacks. In Grosse Pointe, you had the Mafia. They were in other spots, but they settled in Grosse Pointe. Now, I'm not going to go through everything, you know, in this brief time that I have, but what brought about those riots was the Jews were controlling. They were merchants on 12th, Linwood, and the brothers was hustling, man, tough. They was working out at the factories. Factories was booming. Brothers hustling, booming, after-hour joints, prostitution, and the police force was dominantly Caucasian, and you had crooked police all through the police, and they were mostly Jews and or either Italians. They some kin, in case you don't know. It's in the Bible. They cousins, you know. That's why you see the Pope with one of those Jewish hats on. I don't forget what you call them, but I look it up and properly give it its rightful name. But anyway, that's why they in the Vatican. This thing is deeper than you think. You know, the Christianity and the Jews, they intertwine. You know, all it is, the Jews took over the religion like they did when Jesus was trying to tell you that the Jews wasn't cool. They wasn't cool at all. Matter of fact, he called them synagogue of Satan. The Pharisees back in those days was, you know, flunkies for the Romans. But anyway, what caused this riot was just after our joint, you know, the police was messing with them because of this prostitute. And they was killing up prostitutes. They was pimping prostitutes. The police was. And the merchants were the Jews. And they were turning tricks with these prostitutes on 12. And so for bar mitzvah, they would send their sons over on 12th to get broke in by one of these prostitutes, by some of these prostitutes. And they got Murphy. What is the Murphy? When you don't really turn no tricks, you just take they belongings. You know, the young cats come over there, young Jews come over there trying to turn tricks with these black young prostitutes, and they trick them into taking off all their clothes and taking their wallet with all the money, and wouldn't give them no sex. And so, plus they was taking advantage of the Jewish merchants over in that area. But over there on 12, between Dexter, Linwood, 12 Finkel, all around there, the Jews was trying to control things until these young ruffian brothers came from the east side. Some of them was born over there in Claremont or whatever. But anyway, we turned them whiteys out, the Caucasians out. We were jacking up their policemen, so they had to get some guys from the Vietnam War to turn police and patrol the area. And they were brutal, man. And this is how you got the riots. And around that time, you had the Black Panthers and you had the Nation of Islam. I graduated from meat cutting school, and my uncle, who was a FOI, got me a job cutting meat in one of the Nation of Islam's stores. You know, and I could tell you firsthand that the Nation of Islam was just hiring brothers. You didn't have to be a Muslim to get hired. You could have been a Christian. You got hired. These young boys that y'all listening to now, they not hiring nobody. They taking y'all money just because they regurgitate some information that's been out there for 1,000 years. And then they plus they let the whitey control them. They try to be bad, but they not. They not rough. You know. So, but the CIA, you know, they was in and trying to manipulate the minds of people. They was using drugs. You know, just like they're using now. They had acid, LSD. That's the reason why you got all these weed houses popping up all over the city. Don't think they putting something in it now. And then you got heroin and what they getting over from Afghanistan, from the poppy fields. See, the reason why they fighting the Mexicans or the South America, because they controlling they dope. You know, they're controlling they dope and getting rich off of it, and they got their little armies over there. So when they say the war on drugs, they talking about the South Americans and the Iran Contra deal and all that stuff. That's all mixed up in there. I ain't got time to go through all that. So when you watch my videos, just research what I say. I'm not going to be giving no dates and whatever. You could go through the newspaper archives and go to your library and just research. You know. So it's a mind control thing going on now with Polite, Sinet, and all them. They CIA control. They might not know it, but you could tell by what they're talking about that they try to divide and conquer. So the last thing I want to say is this. Anyone that you see on YouTube that's not trying to unite and always talking about dividing the people, you see some of them talking about, we ain't black. You got to watch them. You know. You see some of them talking about we Israelites. Watch them. Because when you look up that word Israel, you can look at it in the Bible. It's Yaqub name changed to Israel, which means against God. When you hear a brother talking about we Indians and we never were slaves, watch them. Because if they wasn't a slave back then, they're a slave now. And when you hear Moors talking about Elijah got with Noble Drew Ali, watch them. You know, the same with the Christians. They try to divide you. But instead of letting them get your information, you get your own information. It has to be guided to the proper sources. And sometimes you might have to send them across the water or over the sea for knowledge, for books. But you're going to have to take control of your own destiny, each man, if you want to survive this. Otherwise, you're not going to make it through. We're going to continue on, but just stay in tune and pull somebody's coat, because you know I'm talking right talk. Black lives.